Okay, the great days, the terrible days of God. We must not forget how we are warned by prophecies for 1,000 years and for 100 years that the end must come to his world. The ruler of this world must be removed, and the crown must be taken off and placed upon another head, and the rule and justice and righteousness. The people of this world have now become so wicked and so fearful of the consequences of their own rule until the almost doubtless vision is gone, and the fearfulness has taken hold of the people. The heads is going to and fro to the nation of earth to find a way of peace between the heads of the nation. A great time, a terrible sometime, a terrible time. The heads is going to and fro to the nation of earth to find a way of peace between the heads of the nation. A great time, a terrible sometime, a terrible time. The hearts of the people are beginning to weaken and to fail because of what is going on and what they see is coming. America and the people have lived so rich and so joyfully in wickedness, murder, robbery, and hatred of one another until it has hardened their hearts so much that they are made to think that they can make friends and live on with those upon whom they have no mercy. They crushed all the weak nations of the earth with their powers and brought them into the clutches of slavery. They forced other nations to bow. They pushed the borders around the earth as the kings did in his day and time. But in those days, the king boasts and think over it. England made that same boast. England used to boast that her sun did not set on the empire. Take a look at England today. There is no British empire for the sun or moon to set on. This morning, May 30, 1972, the radio news announcer said that they found mines in the Chicago River. This means altogether more frightening. If a mine should blow a ship up in the city limit, it would be dangerous to the life of the people. Just think over this. The Chicago River runs through the downtown section of Chicago, Illinois. No one wants to frighten the people more, but the frightening of the people sometimes does good. The great days, the terrible days, people are just being shot down on the streets, right? In their homes or are walking the streets. They are blown down as though their life are not. The great days, the terrible days. America dreaded destiny. American people have been here, according to history, since a few years after Columbus, the explorers. She conquered the Red Indians, the original owners of the land, whom she found here and took it for a home for herself and kind. She had continued conquering until her conquering powers had gone around the earth, affecting every civilized nation, submission to her will. She was successful in forcing other people to bow to her will, whether they like it or not. So you got to remember, in 1776, they came to write in the Declaration of the constitutional laws. They didn't write it in for a black or brown, but they write it in for themselves and their kind. Now it is the hands of God which is after America to force her into submission, in a hand from which we have no defense, as it is written and prophesied in the Bible under the name of Babylon. Jeremiah 51:25. Behold, I'm against you, O destroying mountains, said the Lord, which destroyed all the earth. I will stretch out my hand upon you and roll you down from the rock, and will make you a burnt mountain. See, Jeremiah 51:53 says, though Babylon shall mount up to heaven, and though she shall fortify the heights of her strength, yet from me shall spoils come into her, said the Lord. America is under a destruction similar to that of ancient Babylon. See, in the Bible, Jeremiah and Isaiah and the Revelation of John prophesied there concerning her. Babylon, their mention is a future Babylon, and not Babylon of the past. America have enslaved all the so-called Negro, and our evil mistreatment of them is similar to ancient Babylon enslavement and mistreatment of the Jews according to the scripture. It took the hands of God to bring the kings of Babylon and his people into submission to the power of God. He brought the surrounding kingdoms and their power against ancient Babylon and their prime, the heights of her glory, the handwriting on the wall, the casting her down, and his followers into the furious furnace, making drunk the people of God with their strong wine, and then mocking them. So has America done to the so-called Negro. America makes him drunk with wine, whiskey, and beer, and then laugh at him. She put him into the furnace, burn him at the stake, while sitting around with her family, drinking intoxicant drinks and laughing at the burning flesh of God's people. See, this is what Moloch did. Moloch used to cast every firstborn babies to the fire. See, right in the South, if you go through the lynching days, see, right in the South, black people was hung up on the billboards while they be camping in the forest, eating marshmallows with their families, laughing at the burning flesh of God's people. See, this was the same that Moloch did, burning the flesh of God's people. See, there is no justice whatsoever, as Revelation gives it. She made all the world drink of the wine of her fornication. But the end is coming to such evil doing. See, America had lived in peace so far as fortune war is concerned. She had destroyed other people in their towns and cities. She had leveled them to the ground. She still prepared to do the same with her great stockpiles. Top of the morning. She says she have enough bombs and destructive weapons to destroy all human beings on the face of the earth 3 times and still have some left. Of this she boasts. But America days is coming to a close. But Allah God has says to me that he will destroy America and bring her to her knees in humiliation. The destruction sent into Babylon, recorded in the Bible, is the answer to most of what he has said to me will come upon the now rich America. Rain, hail, snow, earthquakes, fire. These weapons all belong to God. America, how do you fight an army like this? The four mentioned weapons of Allah God cannot be ignored. The whole year had been a year thou far of Allah God, pledging America day and night with storms, rain, flood, killing, and destroying properties. Yeah, you can take the light off because you don't like hearing this. This was God is coming to a city near you. God is coming to kill America, kill white America for all the evil it has done. Yeah, you can get off. You can go and stroll somewhere else because this is the truth. What God came to do to a people that just don't have it no more. God came to kill a race of the people that don't have it today. This is true. It's verified in the Holy Bible and the Quran. Please don't expect 15, 20 more years. The fall will be within a few days, as you see. And now the coming, we see a winter. Hail have been falling in some places the size of golf balls, baseballs, and footballs. The rain continued to fall in place, and a dreadful snow blizzard is now in the working. A cold wind is blowing in the north to come against America, as it is written and prophesied in Joel 38, 22, and 23. Have you entered into the treasures of the snow? Or have you seen the treasures of the hill, which I have reserved against the time of trouble, against the days of battle and war? Earthquakes are now again to be recognized, touching America lightly, but nevertheless, they are here with all of her wealth and preaching of Christianity. She had not been a good Christian herself. As Jeremiah said, arise, get you up into the wealthy nation that dwells without care, said the Lord, which hath neither gates nor bars, which dwelt alone. This coral responds to America. She lives situated between the two greatest bodies of the water of the earth, the Atlantic and the Pacific. She is very careless. She rejoices in her evil and filth as though she is self protected from the fine hands of God. Jeremiah 50:31 prophesied, Behold, I'm against you, most proud, said the Lord, God of hosts. Your days is come, the time that I will visit you. Allah God is visiting America with great destruction, which he has to pour upon the wicked America. After their mistreatment of the so-called Negro for 400 years, she desired now to deceive them and to cause them to suffer with her, to share her doom. Jeremiah 50 verse 6, my people have been lost sheep. The shepherd has caused them to go astray. The white and black preachers of Christianity have turned them away on the mountain. They have gone from a mountain to hill. They have forgotten the resting place, their native people and country. Hit the like button. You're gonna give me these hearts. Hit the like button. Some of you hit that like button and took it off. Come on, man. If you're gonna throw me them hearts, hit the like button. It don't cost you anything. Jeremiah 50, verse 7. All that found them and devoured them. And the adversary says, We fear not, because they have sinned against the Lord, the habitation of justice, even the Lord, the hope of their fathers. Since the white man had made the so-called Negro as wicked as a person, as himself. Now these are the words that he speaks. They are just as evil as we. Therefore Allah God's against them too. So the white man made us. See, we could have known no other race but a right race of people. See, they made us the people that we are today. See, we was not righteous till we have met a people that was not right. Don't you see? Don't y'all see? Don't y'all see the play? See, we are so talented. We are so gifted. But don't sell your gift in this day and time. You have to almost declare yourself being a Muslim and see how much this devil will give you. He said we will give it to you if you preach that we are not devils. That's the same as saying, if you preach that we are not devils, we'll take care of you and your kind. You see? You see in the entertainment, you see how the devil will dress our people up and about 1/3 of a dress and turn them out partiality, nudity, when nudity is originated from a right race. But they want to tell the world that I'm the guide. But the guide to what? Because they lead you into filth and evil. See, Puffy, he didn't have that kind of behavior. Someone taught that to him. Someone bribed him into that kind of behavior. Puff Daddy didn't have that kind of behavior, man. You can't make this up, man. Puff Daddy, he didn't have that kind of behavior, man. See, they bribe our people into this morality. See, immorality is now here. She was the goddess queen. She was a seducer. She was a mother of prostitutes. You see. And she made all the world drink today of her fornication. But today, I want to say God has remembered her iniquity. Her sins have heaped all up into the heavens. So today, you have to reward them just as they have rewarded you, and double into her cup as she doubled to your cup. So it says, since the white man had made the so-called nigga as wicked a person as himself, now these are the words that he speaks. They are just as evil as we. So therefore, Allah God is against them too. See, the so-called nigga repeat the same. It says the white man is no worse than the so-called nigga. The white man had opened all his doors or avenues of temptation to lure the nigga in for total destruction. Again, we have a warning to lead a people with whom God is angry, as the people of ancient Babylon was warned to do. Jeremiah 51:45, my people go out of the millers of her and deliver every man his soul from the furious anger of the Lord. I want to say America is a cursed country. See, a cursed country. Why? Because she had not been good. There have not been a righteous soul on this planet. So we see all, and I mean all of the pledge of destruction and judgment which Allah God used to destroy the wicked and disobedience from the time of Adam until this day will be brought upon America. And she will be burned with fire. This is the time of trouble that shall bring America into insanity. The dreadful times of America. America, especially North America, have entered into a time that was predicted by Moses and a prophet between him and Jesus in the 24th chapter of Matthew. There is a prophecy made by Jesus of the present time of America without mentioning her name. Referred to the country as a world, because this part of the earth is referred to in many places by the prophet and by Jesus himself as a wilderness. The name America is not yet 500 years old, so the prophet refers to it as a wilderness and a prophecy. It is terrific. I use the word terrible because it's not a thing that can be described as something else, or something that is moving slowly, or something that can be recognized so easy by the common people. It is clear to all who can see that America has reached the stage about which she has always been warned. She always have wanted to keep it a secret because of a so-called Negro slave. She never desired for the slave to know too much of what was in store for her because of enslaving, mistreating her slaves. She had reared them for the past 400 years, and she knows them. She knows how they think and how they react to her teachings. She knows the fear of her, and she knows the slave, but the slave do not know America, their slave master. America, their slave master. The great, dreadful, and awful days, doom is now in the doors and windows of America. Enter the church, the religion of America. As long as Christianity works, America thought she was safe. America thought she was safe because it is one of the most deceiving and upright, misleading religions of the world. Allah God taught me to have carefully examined everything in the religion of Christianity is designed to make slaves out of black people. If Christianity was a rat and wrung out, every drop will write slavery for the black man. Yes, every drop will write slavery for the black man. The world knows this, but the spiritually dumb, deaf, blind, so-called to whom I am appealing to reason, I'm calling them to reason with me on the truth and their own starvation that is now true of self and kind, the enemy of self. There will not be an end to the carcasses between black and white America and throughout the world until wrong, evil, murder, deceiving, robbing the poor black man of the earth is destroyed. and righteousness and justice are practiced. This is this is the day of God Almighty to set up justice and equality throughout the earth. He is to free the black man, the American so-called nigger, from its deceitful, evil, and murderous enemies. America wished to oppose Allah God in His work of bringing justice and freedom to our one slave. But this is just what Allah God wants. Allah wants America to attack Him to get the fight started and to bring His judgment against her with the fullness of His strength and powers. America is bringing about the political gloom. Here, the politicians are unable to carve out a future for America. The plan of deceiving the so-called politicians to work against their own freedom, justice, and equality, starvation that Allah God has brought to them is making the so-called in high office become the enemy of his own people, freedom, justice, and equality. Such office are held out as a bribe to get black politicians to work against the spread of the truth or their starvation. They are happy, and their boss knows that they are. They have a place near him in such office just for the purpose of trying to oppose Allah and His messengers and freeing the poor black man who is in the mud. This is causing the political confusion, complete destruction of a house divided against itself. I'm asking in the name of Allah that the American governments agree on separation of a one slave and their master. Of course, Allah God is significant. We want a home on this earth. We can call home. We do not want to be slave anymore to white people. We do not want to be free Uncle Tom for white people. We want to do something for self and go for self. However, America, with a blind, deaf, dumb politician class, but the so-called will bring a swift destruction upon their heads, along with their doom that is available against the enemy. It is not 20 years in the future, nor 15 years. Let no one deceive you. It is here at our doors now. The dreadful pledges and confusion of America are beginning to boil. The feud making a boil will not freeze until it boils down to the last dread. The present promise of a better future that America is making to the so-called will prove to be false, and all false promises to the American so-called Negro will be short-lived by both, because the time of her doom has approached. America will have to do a marvelous thing, a justice, a square deal to turn it back. A fascinate show a temper the Negro to filth and evil will not work. It takes justice to work, to postpone the dreadful days of America. America lost a war. Friendship is speeding her doom. America lost the war. Friendship is speeding her doom. Nobody wants to sit with the evil people, man. It's true. Nobody wants to sit with the people who don't have it today, man. Same people that love managing other people's affairs can't keep her nose clean. Now who wants to sit with her? I said friendship is speeding her doom. No one wants to take part with her. So you can't befriend your enemy because it's not in their nature. You see, after going to these foreign countries and trying to find some kind of peace, peace, they say, when there's no peace. And see, they hate what comes out because truth is all I'm going to present. And I'm not afraid to die for this truth that comes out. America is doomed. And she would like to take you to this fall of America. So the lure before the storm, I'm afraid for you that you receive what the people before you did receive. Allah God is very angry with America and the trick that she used on the dead to keep them dead now. You are very disappointed to Allah, God, and to the original black man who knows himself a very few, of course. The false show of a glory feature that the wicked is put on is at hand. You must remember Daniel prophecy that the end of the war, desolation, are determined. Before this happens, Allah God will bless the people with a good time, as he did the people of the past who wronged themselves, who did not pay attention to the prophet warning amongst them. Allah God destroyed them. They thought that they were fooling Allah God, but Allah God surprised them. He made the people rejoice for a short time with a show of great prosperity, and at the heights of their great prosperity suddenly he destroyed them. This, this is the merciful law that Allah has put in nature. See, Allah God let a dying person rally before the end. See, America is going to do the same thing. See, America will rally, and people will think that she's is having a great future, and then the end will come in that kind of time. See, America end will not come while she's going around with her head hanging down and with her heart itching and failing because of the things that are coming on her nations. No, she will be made to enjoy good times. Stock markets are going up. Lots of shares is being sold. Just make any man think that everything's all right. But there's only the lure before the storm. And the Bible warns America what happened before her. See, ancient Babylon enjoyed four ruling positions at her time, but King Darius came against her at the time of her full enjoyment of wealth, drunkenness, and of laughing at the slave that she had made of Israel. See, King Darius came with his armies and overcame the sleeping guards who were sleeping on the security of their life. The Bible prophesies that the enemy would say, "Come, let us go up and destroy her whose city is not fenced in." And they will come from afar. They may come at noon, or they may come at the rising in the morning or in the afternoon. But nevertheless, they will come at a time that you thought not. After the war, enter the end of the war. Desolation are determined, and that determined shall be poured upon the desolate. The Bible, Daniel 9:26 and 27. I want you to know that which will be poured means it is the divination of the America. If you for you ever getting back into power again to attack the nations of the earth. Europe will become one of the worst war areas of all the world, more dreadful than Vietnam and other places that you are planning on going into. Asia will look like child's play compared to what is going to happen in Europe. The prophet says, "Whom to the land that shadowed with wings." This refers America, whose skies is filled with planes. Most of all of the judgment and trouble which are pointed at in the Bible are pointed at America. Study them for yourself. America, right up to today, with all of her battles, with her outside enemy, never loses sight at the inside of her poor old black slave. She does not want him to do anything. She does not want him to do what is needed. She wants him to be deceived. She does not want him to accept his starvation. The Allah God is offering the black one slave here in America. Allah God is offering the black one slave heaven at once. This he hath proven to everyone that believe in Allah God and follow me. I am the door. By no means can you get by except you come by me. Your prayer will not be heard unless my name is mentioned in them. I'm saying that you cannot get a prayer through Allah God unless you mention me in your prayers. Try it and see it. Satisfy that those who know this will bear me witness. I had the keys to your salvation. I had the keys to your hell. I can if you would just let me pull you out of hell and set you into heaven. Then I can keep you in heaven, or I can keep push you and push you into the punishment of hell until you acknowledge that there is no God but Allah, who came in the person of Master Fala Muhammad, whom praise are due forever, and that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is his servant. There is no escape for you today. The only way is through me, is is through Allah God, me first. For you cannot get to Allah God without getting to me first. The lube before the storm. America is trying with all of her might to hinder you from getting into heaven. See, America makes promises to you. She makes promises to me, but she does not intend to fulfill them. Some American financial people promise to loan us millions of dollars, but when it comes time to do so, they vanish. But the day will come when we will be able to do the same things to them. It is entirely up to them to make good of this day for themselves and their people by submitting to the truth themselves, as the Bible says. The Gentile shall come to the light of your rising. America wants to destroy God and me. She wants to destroy you by deceiving you against following me. America lift up all my hypocrites and advise you to follow them. But she knows that you will be the losers. Look what she had done for Malcolm. See, America named universities after him in order for you to follow Malcolm. And Malcolm turned from Allah God and me and started to follow them. America will lift up any one of you that will disobey Allah God and myself and come to them. See how they are doing. Everyone that's a hypocrite to Allah God and me, America will rise him up for you to follow. America will glorify his name. Michael was no lover of white people when he lies to them in order to get a chance to fight me. But he was not a lover of them. Michael was a double crosser. He tried to get to me with the help, as it is written and prophesied that he would do. His name is not written there in the name of Muhammad. In history, another name is used, but his work is there in the history of the hypocrites and the life of Muhammad. He tried to take advantage while Muhammad was sick. You find this in the writings of Washington Irving, even some scientists writers of Islam that tell you Malcolm history. But enemy fools you. He did not like Malcolm. But Malcolm working against me, he used Malcolm. They knew that Malcolm had learned the history of me. He was not able to change it. And even if the enemy will glorify them, they will come to nothing. Their time as ruling power over black people is up. They knew that better than Malcolm did. They set up for worship all hypocrites against me. Suppose we would worship China and Russia against them, but we do not worship them. For Allah God is most significant, more significant than all their nations. Allah God does not see them as a power and force against him. They are so little and weak in their powers. They cannot fight against Allah God and win. The more you fight against Allah God, the more you will lose yourself. You know, white America can't fight against God, the Almighty. The more you think that they will fight against him, the more you will see they will lose. They don't have the power what God has. I'm sorry. They can no longer subdue the earth anymore. The earth is out their reach. Now, who is the Bible referring about in Psalms chapter 2, verse 4? He will sit in heaven, and he shall laugh at them. He'll have you in humiliation. It is true. From the Bible, it says, and from this chapter, from now on, if you do not know that he is tricking you by making you to follow hypocrites, it is your doom. Just watch it. He trails me. He goes down to Bahamas. and everywhere that he thinks that I'm going or where I have been. See, this is written. I do not fault him for doing what is written of him. I try to do that which is written of me. I do not fault him for what he was made by nature to do, nor should he fault me for by what nature I am. But I fault you if you let this little transgressor of this life and our enemy deprive you of a great future for yourself. We could buy a hospital and place to educate and train our people into the superior education of the nation of earth. But you rather give your money over to white Americans and let them spend it on what they want to, and they pay you a little interest. We offer interest too, the highest of interest. But you do not trust us. So we were built right along without your help. We are going to be the winners. It is prophesied that we who believe will be the winners. In my work that was prophesied of me before I was born, you see it today. Try and find a successful one who is working in opposition to me. See, none of you who are trying to aid the devil against me will be successful in doing so. And the devil knows that. He's not trying to do these things himself only with you. He knows that he will not be successful in stopping my progress. Not him, nor several times his number. As long as I'm with Allah, God, and He is with me. And that would be all the days of my life. Fire fed with food. Now, the subject of this chapter is taken from the Holy Quran, chapter 85, verse 5. We do not hope for peace as long as we add to the war, that which serve as a fuel to a fire. The fire cannot go out as long as we keep it burning. By adding more fuel, a dying burning fire is increased when more fuel is thrown into it. There are lots of people who are so anxious for peace so that they can return to committing that which they lack in love, idling, sport, and play. The world that we live in desire, first of all, to hide the truth, keep the black man who is made blind, deaf, and dumb by scientific trigonometry of the right race, so that the right race can continue to carry on the same deceiving and wickedness that they have been practicing. Come on, man. They've been practicing this wickedness for a long time of deceiving us, man. The devil and his trigonometry must be removed. They've been using their tricks on you to deceive you. You see, they use this trigonometry to deceive the black people. You see the black culture today? Immorality is now here. They use tactics and trickery to lower in on the black people. Yes, these people use trigonometry to deceive the black celebrities. We can't make this up. It's almost embarrassing to see how they use our people. We are nothing but a tool, an object to his succumb. See, he's stripping you of decent clothes to wear. See, many of you will come out dressed up and 1/3 of a skirt, and he's turning you out. Partiality. See, when you have Americans, designers, and manufacturers dress the women up about 1/3 of a dress. See, they do the males the same way. Can you put on this skirt? But you look incredible. Put on this skirt. You fit a description. See, he's making you shameless. You see, you're doing something that you had never be able to do. But it's in you, if you like this devil, to deceive you. If he deceive you, then you are turned out. Black people are turned out. Let me say this to you. You know, for the love of this money is the rule of all evil, man. Some people are eager for it, will do whatever it takes. And you see how they pierce themselves with many harmful lusts. People like Diddy, people like Jay-Z, people like Melly, people like ASAP Rocky. And the list just goes on, man. For the love of money is the rule of all evil, man. And people are eager for it. So how willing for you to get underneath that task? You see, immorality is now here, and everyone is ready to get underneath that. See, the laws, when the laws don't require today, see, the laws was never made for you and I, you see, but for the ungodliness. They are religious. For those who practice murder, you see, for the murder of your mother and father, for the sex traders, for the perjurers, for the sexual morality, and whatever is contrary to the sound of doctrine. Today, the law is not even made for you and I. It's disregarded as though it was this stone away in the jungle by savage wolves and beasts. So, how can we expect peace where the method used to bring about peace is the same method that started this war? Instead of finding the right solution and then practicing a right solution. I said these things for the sake of my own black people, for they are so ignorant to the knowledge of the truth of the time in which we are living. What they would like to do cannot be done. For the time to even continue to do what you are doing is up now. All the partying, all the drinking into the days of Noah. Jesus gave a prophecy, people was eating, drinking. And as you're doing today in America, to all of a sudden, you didn't start paying attention to the sky. When that sky started to set, you wasn't paying attention to the cloud. Till the cloud got darkened. To when it actually started to rain, people take no heed to the sign of the judgment. As the prophet Jesus says in Matthew 24:38, people was eating, drinking, marrying, just having a good old time, as you do. So in America, people pay no attention to the sign of the hour. As you see, people will be eating, drinking, marrying, having a good old time. So all of a sudden, destruction comes. One disaster after another. We must remember, again, this prediction of the Bible. It have foretold these times. If we understand the Bible, it must certainly teach us that there is no peace for this wicked. There is no peace who preach such a thing as peace as being the true followers of the prophet Jesus. as much as these right Christians do. See, day and night, the airways are full of their preaching. To hear them, you would think that they are the prophet Moses and Aaron, as the word Jesus put it. They sat in Moses' seat. The right Christians are great deceivers. The Pope of Rome cannot bring peace to the Christian church, for he is not enjoying peace himself. So who is that people then that the Bible prophesies of in the book of Isaiah, that he would extend peace to them like rivers? Surely it cannot be the present Christian right race, for they are the ones who are breaking the peace. Fire fed with food. See, leaving your own home, your country, go to another man's home and country to make trouble for that people and accuse that people of being the troublemakers. It is the attacker who is guilty of that which follows the attack. I said to you, black people, you can get away from that old misunderstanding of the time. You are not living a time which you may be expecting a settlement of the war that will give you what you have always been used to: sport, play, and foolishness. Actually, now is a time that you and I should be wise enough to understand that we should think for self and do for self. If you do not know how to do for self, you shall follow the man to whom Allah God has given that knowledge to teach you how to do for self. With the ocean filled with the fleets of this right Christian and the sky crowded with the death dealing planes over other people's territories, could you tell them that they should submit to you for peace? If you was able to force them to their knees or to destroy them, then I say yes. If that was the situation, then I would say that you should submit and let you trumpet. But you cannot force them to their knees. They have been preparing for a war like this for nearly a century. Or rather, I should say, they have been preparing and working faithfully for half a century to entertain the attackers, the same type of weapons and better weapons than the weapons you are attacking them with. If you resort to worse weapons, they have worse weapons also. So we are in a time when arguments to the country of peace is like heaping fuel on a fire. It keeps it burning. We are living in an evil time. I believe, and maybe many hundreds of thousands believe as I do, that the President of the United States of America have good intentions towards citizens of America when he took over the presidency. But the times against him for the past 4,000 years and more, Allah God has already given the prophecy through the mouth of his prophets of the doom of the wicked. Now is the time, and we cannot do anything but take it. It's a dangerous to add fuel to unwanted fire. The fire is the war. Man heart failing in fear. How true the prophecy Jesus, Luke 21, 25, and 26, concerning the present time. Bear witness that the seas and waves are warning, and that fear is now covering the nation as shown by unusual heart failures that is now occurring amongst man. These are the signs of the end of the present world. Seas and oceans are heaving up tidal waves to unmatchable height that man had never witnessed before on earth. This is another pledge that's upon the wicked, since the Holy Quran teaches that the judgment will be such that the earth itself will act as though a revelation had been revealed to it because of its perfect obedience to the laws of Allah on that day. Allah will use the power that is in the earth and the sea against the world of evil. The right race thinks that they have control of the power of the earth, sea, and air. It was prophesied that for a time they will subdue and have the use of the power of the sea and ocean until he comes, who right it is to rule. The heaven and earth belongs to Allah God. Now is his time to rule. There is much prophecy concerning the terribleness of the judgment of the wicked. The power that's in the water is in the hands of Allah God. to use it against whom he pleases. The earth, wind, rain, snow, and ice, and earthquakes are controlled by Allah, God. It's a fearful sight to see the displays of his power, with the force of nature, bowing and submitting to his will. I shall warn you that this is now coming to action against the Western world. There will be the destruction of whole fleets at seas. Those which are capable of lying on the ocean sea bottom will be destroyed. The die is set with a foolish people who, like in the time of Noah, could not see the signs of the rain being on the flood. Even after the cloud began to darken the sky, they did not see the oncoming rain until it actually started to rain. So it is with America. See, they pay no attention to the sign of the judgment that is taking place. And as the Bible prophesies, we see in Revelation 16:9, they blaspheme the name of God, which has power over these places. How many in America and the city of Chicago disbelieve, even mock and swear at the name of Allah, who have power over the force of nature, land, sea, and air? Allah God is now doing as is prophesied, the Holy Quran, Surah 13:41, visiting the land and curtaining it of his sides. The foolish still are foolish until he's cast in a narrow place, cannot turn to the right or left as it was with the donkey that Balaam was right. He came to a narrow place between two walls. He could not turn around. He had to stop face to face with the angels or be destroyed. The Bible, Numbers 22, 23, and 26. Why you keep coming in and out, dude? Just go. At this point, just go, man. You're not trying to listen. You're coming in and out, in and out. At this point, just go, man. Let it be. Remember that Allah God came forth for redemption to deliver the American black people from their tormentors. Whether we like it or not, He will do this. This is the work of Allah God, which is in effect. Let America use the history of the fall and destruction of ancient Egypt and of Pharaoh. Let the history serve as a warning. There was brought to nothing but evil done to a people whom Allah God has chosen, for example, of these last days, the lost found, black slave, and the slave masters. The Holy Quran, chapter 30:41, is perfectly true in its prediction of a present day nation, sea, and land, power. Corruption has appears on the land and on the sea, on account of that which man's hands has made. The most great mistake that the black man is making today is just trying to hold on to the brief and eternities of that he lived and preached the saving of this white man's world. This is false. Jesus did not preach this. See, the Bible, Jesus had a few disciples. Jesus also cursed the Jews, not to mention that he was trying to save them, or the Caucasian people. They are teaching a trigonometry that the white man used to deceive the black man. They do this so that our people will not understand that Jesus declared himself against the world of Caucasian race. The Bible, he also declared that the words of truth had no place in this right race of people. They have proved this to be true by the mistreatment of you and me.